Introducing Graviton. Writing desktop apps is easy, fun, and the results are secure. But most developers write web apps because distribution on the desktop is too hard. Graviton is an app browser for the JVM. It knows how to download an app and all its dependencies given a Maven coordinate, then execute the program. Here it's running Everest, which is a GUI tool for invoking REST APIs. Even though Graviton is brand new, download speed is not too far off a typical web app. Apps started by Graviton are always fresh. The browser keeps apps up to date in the background, without prompting or annoying the user, just like Chrome. It updates the last 20 applications the user ran, and the JVM, and of course itself. It can do this whilst an application is running, without disturbing the user with restart prompts, and even if the user hasn't used Graviton for a while, because it registers with the operating system task scheduler. Updates are checked every 24 hours, so you know your users will always be up to date and secure. Unlike on the web, command line apps are first-class citizens in Graviton. You can start apps by coordinate from the command line, and they are also kept up to date silently and in the background. After you use an app for the first time, startup is always immediate. Graviton doesn't call back to the server every single time like a web browser would, and applications can run offline. Cross-platform command line apps are typically a pain point, especially on Windows, but Graviton makes it easy. It enables the anti-escape processing mode of the Windows terminal for you during startup, so you can control the cursor using plain old escape sequences. Here I'm running a demo app of a library called Console UI. As you may have noticed on the last slide, Graviton can run applications directly from GitHub repositories. The code is automatically cloned, compiled to packages, and downloaded thanks to Jetpack.io. Jetpack will monitor your GitHub repository and automatically build new releases. Then Graviton will wake up and fetch the new release in the background, so you can push software to your users just by pressing the release button in GitHub. Graviton exposes an API to apps that opt in to running in the same JVM process as itself. By doing this, you get faster startup and a smoother UI experience. This will evolve into a replacement for the Java Web Start APIs, offering sandboxed access to useful features, but today it just lets you reuse the browser window. Here's an example. Tic-Tac-Toe is a Graviton app, so it starts in the same stage, and pressing Command Q or Alt F4 or clicking the X button takes you back to the shell. Tic-Tac-Toe implements a tutorial app of the React.js web framework, but in half the lines of code. The Calendar FX demo app isn't tuned for Graviton, so it gets its own dedicated JVM, and the browser hides itself until the user is done. This is a bit ugly, but provides better app compatibility and is especially useful for games. Now I want to take you through what I'd like to add in future. It's too much for me to do alone, so I'll need help. The plan is to chase markets that are badly served by web browser makers. You already saw an example of that with the focus on command line apps. But the Java gaming community is also let down by the web. The world's second best-selling game of all time came out of the Java community, but Notch had to do his own auto-update framework and packaging. There are plenty of other cute games out there struggling with distribution. It's also too hard for people to learn programming. The web stack is overwhelming, but desktop apps are too hard to show people, despite being much easier to learn and build. Graviton's GitHub integration will make it easy for people who are just getting started to share their creations with the world and to get feedback and encouragement. I also want to add features like sandboxed OpenGL access and traversal for universal plug and play, which will help people make multiplayer games. Embedded devices struggle with the web's lack of auto-discovery and awkward enforcement of SSL, which requires a domain name. We can do better. Tofu here means trust on first use, so transparent encryption without ID verification for embedded devices on the local network. And Bonjour is an automatic discovery protocol used by Apple devices and these days many others as well. Any application that needs to be secure can benefit from being written as a desktop app using modern toolkits like JavaFX. There are no cross-site scripting, cross-site request forgery, or similar attacks to worry about when building without the web stack. Other enterprise features that would be good to add include centralized management and single sign-on integrated with Active Directory. I also spent 5 years as a Bitcoin developer. The web is poor at doing anything peer-to-peer or decentralized in any way. It was designed for decentralized documents and works well enough for that, but as a way to distribute decentralized software, it's just not good enough. I want to enhance Graviton to support fetching software from peer-to-peer networks and enable software updates to be signed by N of M thresholds of developers. This would also be useful for high security deployments in industry. Finally, I want Graviton to be totally language neutral, not like the web where only JavaScript really works. The JVM is a great platform for this. Many languages can already target the JVM, and now we have the Graal project, through which we can support not only the usual suspects, but also any LLVM-based language like C++, Rust, Swift, even Fortran. And we can even sandbox them. I need volunteers to help write samples and demos showing how to create desktop apps in all of the main popular languages. Graviton makes desktop software distribution a breeze. We need your help to add features and spread the word, so if you're willing to take part, find us on our Slack channel or our mailing list, which you can find on our website at graviton.app. Thanks for watching.